It's time to tinker and talk the night away. Grab your glue and paints, we're back again. It's model making day. From classic cars to soaring planes and steam trains on the track. Whether die-cast builds or part work kits, there's no turning back. So let's tinker and talk, just you and me, building dreams from plastic, one sprue at a time. You see, whether sanding down or fitting parts, we share the joy, that's how it starts. Come along, let's tinker and talk the night away. Got a Mustang here and a Spitfire too, maybe a steam train. The smell of glue, the sound of chat, in this world we all remain. Got a tip or trick, then drop it in chat. We build as friends, not just fans. This bench is open, the stream is live. Come lend a helping hand. Yeah, we tinker and talk with laughs and care. The hobby's better when you've got good folks to share. From sanding wheels to fixing wings, we celebrate the little things. So come on in, let's tinker and talk the night away. Screws and glue, just me and you, talking shop till the model's through. A misstep here, a perfect fit. We cheer each other every bit. Let's tinker and talk under workshop lights, chasing calm and joy through long creative nights. From revel kits to die-cast dreams, we're builders, makers, part of a team. It's Tuesday night, let's tinker and talk the night away.
Good evening all, and welcome to another Tinker and Talk Tuesday. Now, I will get on to the bricks first, but in a minute. But first of all, I want to say a massive thank you to Chris Hurst, who has 3D printed these magnificent wheels. They are absolutely brilliant. Now, I have just painted them in a red primer at the minute, but I have to say they look absolutely fantastic. He printed them in two halves, so right down the middle. I've glued them together and started sanding the seam, etc. to hide that, but they will go at the front of the diorama. Now, I'll probably leave this till the end of the stream, but I'm going to also show you how I turn this into this. So that's obviously the side walls, and I've already done the tunnel section, which is looking like that. And again, thanks to Mike Lane for laser cutting that. But transforming those is going to be slightly messy work, and I don't have anywhere up here to wash my hands. So I've also got a couple of boxes here. Now this is the internal parts of the DB5, and one of the parts is carpet. So I figured best order to do it is probably the internals of the car first, and then we'll finish the stream with the bricks. That way I can get my hands messy, end the stream, and then go wash my hands without getting the DB5 all dirty, hopefully. So I'll take it over the workbench and we'll get building. If I can remember which button it is. There we go. And I don't know if anyone got the little teaser this afternoon, evening. Let's have a look. Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody, you got close, but you didn't say what the character was, which is Freddie Mercury. So I'll give you that one, Ian. Now, for some reason, my live chat's not working to bring it up on screen. But to show you those up close, and they do look absolutely fantastic. So, Chris, if you're in chat, thank you very, very much. Right, let's just see if I can get this chat working or not. Because it doesn't appear to be at the moment for some reason. See if I can restart it. Nope, it doesn't look like it's going to work today. Nope, not going to work. So I can't put chat up on screen. Don't know why it's not working. Just decided not to work. Right, so this is pack 6. Oh, I missed it then, Mark. So well done, Mark. Right, so let's find the instructions, which I do have up, because we're not going to need half of this pack, I don't think. So I don't think there's a lot to do for the interior. The first bit is a wheel. We don't need that. So we can get rid of stage 38 and 39, I think, and 40. So don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. We might need that one, that one, that one. We can get rid of those. We can get rid of that. And that's the interior part. So there you go. Chuck most of this stuff away. Not literally, but so we got 44, 45, 46, 43 is the first one. Right, so as I said, we do have some carpet, which I didn't want to get messy, so this is the best time to do it. And I'll leave enough time at the end of the stream to show you how that brick gets transformed. What stage is this one? 43. Let's just skip to 43. Da, 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 da. Get in there. Right, that's the exhaust. We don't want the exhausts. And here we go, 43. So the first bit we need is this one. Get rid of those other parts. So this is the first part we need, and it's going to go over this box. Just make sure I get it the right way around, which is going to be this way around. How's it going to sit on there? confused how this is going to go. So we've got to stick this to the front of here. And then it's just going to follow all the contours, hopefully. Do I have plastics? But I do. So you can use this just to get that all put down into place. Yeah, I really like the film Bohemian Rhapsody as well. I thought it was brilliant, and I think Rami Malek played Freddie Mercury very well. Make sure a hole is left uncovered. There's a hole. Do you mean that hole? Yeah, I do mean that hole. So try and get that tucked in as much as we can. Right, that's the first piece in. Yes, Chris, I think you're right. He did play it quite a bit. So taking this piece, is it this piece? Yes. And this piece is going to go just here. Seems a bit high. And try and get that lined up with that corner, I think. But then that bit doesn't line up. Where's this meant to go in? Sure, it's going to go like that. But then that bit doesn't line up. I think it's a case of line it up as best as possibly can and hope for the best. It's probably about the best it's going to get, I think. Well, I have to say, I think Mike Lane's carpets fit better than this. That edge is perfectly lined up, but none of the other edges are. You've got to pick an edge. Right, so that's that. And then we've got this piece, which is going to go on this side. Again, that's got to line up here. Is it going to? that definitely lines up better than the other one did. I'll push in that corner. I never did the carpets on DeLorean, but I've done them for, what have I done? Batman, Knight Rider, and yeah, once they're stuck, they're stuck. So we've done that one. So the next one we need is this one. And this is going to go just here. You don't need to worry about the tabs on this. You don't need that hole. So that's also going to go around that cutout there. So try and get that lined up. Right, so we've got that one in. Excellent. And assume the next one will be the other half. Yep, so it's this one. Again, we don't need that center piece. That's going to go around that part there. Don't need that bit. We don't need that piece. Right, that's not too bad. Right, so that's that one. And then we have this one. And let's have a look, which one do we want first? Looks like it's going to be this piece first. Sometimes trying to orientate this to the same instructions can be a little bit challenging at times, because you expect it to be one way around, but it's actually not. Right, I think this one's going to go. Oh, I see, it goes on here. So this is going to go along this edge. like so. Dun. Terrible. Doing this carpet's actually taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Is it this piece? Sure, it's this piece. No, I'm not so sure. Oh, I think it's this piece actually. And this is going to go here. There's a short end and a long end apparently. Yep. And it looks like this short end, I think it goes flat against that. Yeah. So it's got to go flush with the top of this. And then just there. I do think more part work should come with carpet. Just does add a certain extra realism to them. And then we have this piece, which is going to go. I can't go there. Must go. Is this side? Right, this is gonna be fun. Yes, Chris. I'm sure we can come open the shed for you. Right. This would have been easier to do this part first, I think, rather than wait. Rather than do this part at the end. Would have been easier to do it before putting that piece in, I think. But, right, I think that's in. Don't know how that bit's meant to go. It looks like it. I think it just sits there. Just looked like there was some detail pieces there that were just covering up. But, no, that looks to be how it goes. So that's that piece in, and then this is the last piece, I think. Yeah. Yeah, this is the last piece for the carpet. If I can get it off the backing. Just need to poke that out. And we've got another hole just there we need to poke out. No, now I can't get off my finger. Right, and this is going to go just here. Get that pressed down like that. there we are. So that's our interior carpeted. I still got a bit dusty. Right, so that's that piece. Now the question is, we have a gear stick, but obviously we've got no engine, so this is not going to be attached to anything. So do I leave the gear stick out? Good question. Tempted to leave the gear stick out, but then again there would be a hole there, wouldn't there? What do I do? Put the gear stick in, leave it out. Probably not going to see the interior too much, so I'm going to say, right, I'm putting it in. Just doesn't have to be linked up, does it, to the gearbox? How does this even go together? Like that. Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, Chris. Maybe I can just put it on the shelf or something. Try and get the gear stick to go on its shaft. Anyway, there we go. Is that actually screwed in? Well, yeah, PSO5 screw. Got the handbrake, which is going to go there. That can definitely be in. Alright, I'll leave that out for now. True. That would definitely look better, wouldn't it? And that would only be a leather gaiter, wouldn't it? No linkage then. Yeah, I'm going to do that. PSO5 screw to secure that in place. Now, if anyone saw my socials today, I've got my advent calendar. Don't know how people feel about talking about Christmas this early, but as well as my advent calendar, I did also get myself another tool from Mike. I got myself a magnetizer. Absolutely brilliant thing. So makes it nice and easy for pick up the screws now, but it can also demagnetize as well. Right, I'm assuming we've got to do a PSO5 screw in that one as well. Yes. Okay, the wife got me my advent calendar. But whilst I was ordering it, I bought myself this. Right, power switch, we don't need to worry about the power switch. So that's that bit and that bit. And I'm guessing the other two parts there for the cable clips. I'm guessing they're cable clips anyway. Yeah, so we don't need any of those. Let me just find what I've done with the box. So we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. And we can put that in there like so. Ooh, and that piece. Now I can put a PS5 screw in there as well. Right, so that's that stage complete, or partly complete. What's next? So it's going to be this piece. Considering it's half past, I don't think I'll get onto the next box and still do the bricks. So try and do this part of the interior. I think the next box is only the passenger ejector seat and the rear seats. There is more in that box than just those, but that's all I'm interested in at the moment. Right, so we've got this little control panel that we're going to be putting in. This has got to be done for the end of October. I think that's because it's going in their competition room, and all the competition entries basically have to be finalised, I think, by the end of October. So, so we've got this piece. That's going to go over the top of here somehow. Like that. And then we've got this little switch cover, which apparently has got to click into there. There it goes. So, highly detailed. Then this has to go into here. So realistically, there's not a great deal left. Most of it's painting and printing. So I've got a lot of little bits to print, which I can do in one big go. So this will be all the various props that I'm going to have dotted around. And it's going to be finalising the walls and those wheels. Yeah, we've got a PS05 screw going in here. Okay. A PS05 screw. Nope, PS26 screw. Read the instructions. Thought it was a bit big. So I'm certainly on track to getting it finished. Yeah, to be fair, there's probably one of these in the advent calendar as well, but it's useful to have one now. And I figured, as I was ordering for Mike anyway, I'd treat myself to that. Right, so we've got a hinge, which just need to open up. A couple more PS26 screws for that one. And it's going to go this way. Oops, come on. No. Downside to magnetising the screwdriver, taking the hinge with it. Although I might just use that to my advantage. Excellent. There's a hinge on there. Oh yeah, it will definitely fit the car. I'll you're not on Facebook, are you, Chris? So I'll try and send you a picture via email, and you can see it. Right, have I done that the right around? Looks like it. Yeah, so that's going to go like that. And we need two of those screws. Right, so that's our center console. Then we've got to take the pedals, it looks like. So we've got 1, 2, 3 pedals. Excellent. Now, are they all the same? Or have they changed them? No, they've got to be different. Oh, that's nice and simple. They've actually labelled them for us as well. So we've got A, B, and C. Now, obviously they use A, B, C, but I'm pretty sure that's for accelerator, brake, and clutch. It might just be coincidence, to be fair. Right, get that pushed in there, like so. Oh, that's always fun, Mark. I get the same problem at times. I've had to just allow someone full approval straight away because his post almost all the time went into spam. Now, I'm assuming PSO5 screws underneath there. Obviously, there is an inherent risk to pre-approving people and just letting them have carte blanche access and post whatever they want. But if you trust them, then it's not too bad. Not really any risk there. Right, so we've got those in. And is that stage complete? Almost. We just got to put the center console in. Or did I miss that bit? No, put the pedals in. Done that. Nah, that's the next bit. So, center console. Have I got a hole that I should have poked out? Yes. So that's going to sit there. And got a couple more PSO5 screws. Yeah, I've no idea how the Facebook algorithm works. Maybe we post too much. Maybe they think we're spamming the group. Right, so I have the center console in. That's fine. As I said, in the film, you can actually see there is a driver's seat in place. Now, what my plan is, I probably won't put the passenger seat in or build up any of this section here. Mainly because I'll build the passenger seat, but I'm going to put it off to one side in the corner. Like it's meant to be sort of to be fitted at some point. So that's the end of that stage, actually. So we've actually used all the parts in that stage. The next stage is 45, which is the circuit board. We're not doing that. So we can skip over that one. Because I'm not worrying about putting the circuit board in and the wires, etc. at the minute. So skip over that. The next bit, 46, is the driver's seat. That's what we want now. How long got there? 20 minutes. It's not going to take too long to do the brickwork, to be fair. So I'll probably build the seat. What else have we got next, actually? Yeah, so we've got 2 parts of the seat. So it's not going to take too long to do that. And then we'll move on to the brickwork. So this is the seat belt. I assume it's the seat belt clip anyway. That's got to go on the end there. And then it's got to go somewhere. There? Oh, okay, maybe it's not a seatbelt clip then. There's a handle. Underside of the seat base, which is that. So it's going to go there. And we're going to use a PS12 screw for that. So that's there. Flip that over. I'm going to put this bit of sponge in. Then I'm going to have this over the top. I sort of like the idea that there's got some padding and sponge in, but who's going around feeling the seats of models? Right, so was that all 46? Yep, that's all there is in 46, so 47, we've got the back part of the seat. Or is this the base of the seat? No, it's got to be the back side part, hasn't it? So we start off with that piece. Nope, that piece. Got this little bit of sponge going in there, like so. That's then going to go on there. Trying to get it over that lug there. There we go. That's over like so. Then we need these chrome parts. We need brackets marked R2, so that's R1, so we don't want that one. That's R1 as well. So that's got to be R2. And that's R2. Excellent. So we've got that going into there. Then we have this going into there. And then presumably we've got a screw to secure that together. PS36 screw. 38. 21. Or was it 38? No, so it looks like 36. I don't have 21. 5. 1. Oh, there's a 6. Right, so that's in there. Excellent. Check the parts can move freely. They can. Then we need the parts marked R1. That's going to go like that. And again, on these flanged screws, that's going to go into there. Again, that moves. Will that be in that position? Looks like it. Just doesn't go round as far as I'd expect it to. Right, taking this piece, and that's going to go in there. PS21 screws. There's these little silver ones. Got those lined up, hopefully. There we are. And then on the other side, we have this piece. It's got a keyhole pattern. It's going to push onto there, and another one of these PS21 screws. Excellent. And this is going to go onto the base somehow. So I'm just going into those points there. PS01 screw. Yeah, Mark, I've had the same issue with a group I manage. They've got that like Facebook assistant, but it doesn't seem to do anything. It seems to be bloody useless. Right, so that's our seat. I can move forward and backwards, apparently. Hopefully. I expected that to recline a little bit, but it's in there. I think that'll do. Let's have a look. The backrest can be folded down. Going to fit the driver's seat with some PS05 screws. If I can work out where it lines up. So I'm only using it 2 PS05 screws, so it's going to be that one and that one, I guess. Yes. Right, so we've got our lug that's going to fit into that hole we were told to keep clear. Is it going to go in? Get on. There we go. And 2 PS05 screws. Right, so that's our driver's seat in. I think that's what to do in that stage. Yes. So I'm going to leave it there for the interior, and I'll now move on to showing you how I do the brickwork for the last 10 minutes. So we'll clear all of this out of the way. Right, so I'll just do the smaller panel. So that is what we're going to be ending up with from this. So if I move that one out of the way. So to get to this point, this is, as I showed you last week, just 6mm MDF, which has all been laser cut and laser etched. I've then gone over the whole lot with a primer. In this case, I've used it looks brown on there, but it's actually more of a red primer. And then that's the base coat. I've then highlighted different bits with a terracotta colour. And then you can probably just about see on camera that there's a little bit of sparkle to it. That's achieved by this. So that's basically where I am at this point. Yeah, good point, Mark. I could probably do that. Yeah, I might do that. There's various bits in the diorama. Right, so now at that point, what I've got is just some filler. And all I've done, basically dip my finger in. This is why I've done it this side of doing the interior rather than the first part. And just start rubbing it over. And if you keep rubbing it, it gets rid of the majority of the face, but it will still leave a certain amount of filler on there, which gives it the sort of like almost a lime wash, I guess. And what I'll do is just rub it in, and then use your clean hand rub off the majority of the surface, and you get this nice brick mortar effect. And when you have streaks like that, it looks a bit like a lime wash. So like if it's because this is sort of like old brick, I'm assuming it's old brick anyway. It's actually on a sound stage, but you get that limestone mortar, don't you? And then it all washes out. And the good thing is, obviously, it saves you hours and hours of painting all the mortar lines in. But it also, as you can see, instantly weathers the wall as well. That rust stuff, by the way, it actually leaves a bit of a texture, so the wall feels rough. And obviously those rough particles actually then take a bit of the filler. But you can see how quickly this sort of comes together. And it doesn't really make much difference, yeah, how messy it is. Because once I've done this, if there's bits that I think are too white, too patchy, I'll just do a light coating of this sort of thing. And what you can then do to bring the filler back is you can just sand it. The other option you have when doing this, now I haven't done this in the past, I just found it on a railway modeller's forum. If you clear lacquer this first, it's much easier. You can wipe it off the brick, so you don't get as much of a rustic or weathered effect. But I'm after this slightly older weathered look, so I've opted not to weather it first, not to lacquer it first. But what I will do is, once this is all set, when you lacquer it, it'll get rid of some of this top surface. When it's actually dry, first of all, what I do is I'll get a brush and just brush it all off. So you get rid of all the loose particles, and then just do a clear coat, and that'll just set it in place. But you can see how it just transforms. You got the two sides at the minute. And because of the look I'm going for, it doesn't matter if it gets a little bit cracked or bits are a bit missing, because that's just what happens in old brick walls. Probably not a calendar, no. I have said to Mike, maybe if he could do a little poster saying, get all your Q branch upgrades from Mike Lane. But you can see why now I'm not touching that black carpet. And bear in mind, this red paint has had like a couple of days to dry. But because, as I say, it's rough, it's basically flaking off the top surface, but it also colours the mortar, as you can see. So it's not brilliantly white mortar. Thank you, David. Much appreciated. So if you need to do a large scale diorama and you've got a lot of brickwork to do, get it laser cut and then get your filler. Now, more than likely, once this is dry, if there's any large gaps, what I'll do is I'll just go over them just as a spot filler. But any small gaps and cracks, it's just going to add to the rustic look. But I'm very glad this idea actually worked out, because sort of ever since I put the idea to Agora models, this is how I thought about I'd do it. And then when I got the email saying, yeah, we like your idea. Go ahead and do it. You've got yourself a model. I was like, okay. I'm just very, very lucky that Mike has done the cutting for me, because if I was to do it, I'd have to do this piece alone in 2 parts. And if that had been the case, I would have done it, and I would have just done a basically a cut, not a straight cut, a cut where the bricks are, and then join them together. And then once you had the mortar, etc., in it, you wouldn't have noticed it. But extremely grateful to Mike, who has a bigger laser cutter than I do, and was able to do it in one go. Right, so that's what it looks like. Now, it will change a little bit because, as I say, once I brush off a bit of the surface of this, it'll go a little bit less white. And again, it'll go less white once the clear goes on it, because it tends to make the white part, or the filler, sort of go transparent or translucent, and then you get the red show through again. But that is what it's looking like. So I've only got the large wall to do next, and I'll show you actually quickly how I'm going to join these together. So I 3D printed these. Now, using some creative license on this, because they don't exist in the movie, but these are going to go at the edge of the tunnel. And you can see in profile there, this will sit like that, or that way up actually, and then the tunnel will sit here. So we'll have something that looks a bit like that, and that will obviously keep this upright. And that's actually just finished in that rust stuff. You can get rid of that bit of weathering on there already. But yeah, that's just got the rust paint on it, and I'll probably be finishing the wheels in that sort of style as well as all the other uprights that I need to do. But I hope you like that. I'll switch camera and say goodbye and go wash my hands. So let's press the right button. So thank you very much for joining me. So I do hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found that a little bit useful. So it's a very simple technique just to give you a nice brick wall like that. And I say, if you want to see this for yourself, if you're heading to Scale Model World in Telford, drop by the competition room, which is where this is going to be. So I'm hoping that it's all going to go well. So I've got a month to finish it. The car is practically done with the interior. I think the only other thing left for the car, I want to put the headlights in and the grille, because you can definitely see those in the movie. So that's probably going to be about it for the car. And now it's all going to be diorama and all the little ancillary bits. So the shelving, I've got the shelving printed. I'm going to use my laser cutter to cut some 3mm MDF, and that will be the wooden shelves that go in there. And on that is going to be a cacophony of different little bits of Bond bits and pieces. So I've already got somewhere Wayne Job, so Odd Job. So he's going to be sat on a shelf with the hat on there, Odd Job's hat. Going to have things like the golden gun from the Man with the Golden Gun. Obviously going to have bits from Spectre. Bits from the car are going to be on the shelves as well. So for instance, the miniguns. I'm even going to try and get a little mini cardboard box, which I'll probably make out of a bit of cardboard. I'm just going to label it mines, because obviously at the back of this car there's mine dispensers and things. So it should look good when it's all finished. And I'm hoping I'll be able to do a update video soon for the Agora diorama, and you can see a few more bits and pieces of what's been going on behind the scenes. So hopefully you'll join me next week when I might take a break from the Agora diorama and get on with a little bit of Lego. Just depends on what happens during the week and how desperate for time I am for getting more of this Agora diorama done. So hopefully you can join me next week and check out Monday's video, which I believe is going to be the Megazord next week. So until then, I'll see you around. Cheers, thanks for watching.